Hello and welcome back to Irish Chippy channel. My name is Pascal. Today I am going to do a review of this weather station by ECOWITT. It's called the GW3001 It includes the 7-in-1 sensor array it's the WS90, the weather station 90, and it has the gateway is GW3000, which is the newer one, which has the indoor sensor as well and the SD card. They come in different frequencies for different countries. This is the US one, which is 915 megahertz. In Japan, I think it's 920 and 868 or something in Europe. They would not be compatible with one another, the two items inside. As this is the set, it also comes with power supply and it comes with a LAN cable. If you buy them individually, it doesn't come with that. So I'm going to take them out of the box first. The LAN cable. This is the gateway. It comes in a separate box. The power supply, then the WS90. Yeah, it comes this extra and this extra, or you can buy both of these separately. So I am going to set this one up on a pole. I'm going to set it downstairs on a pole first, and then I'm going to put it, because our roof is really, really high. I will set it up in our garden on a 1-inch pole. This is a kit that you put on the top of it, because what happens with these ones, sometimes the birds like to sit on top of them, and then the birds will do their poop, and they may block the sensors. So they have this kit. This is what the unit looks like itself. I will measure it for you. It's coming in at 8 inches or 205 just 204 millimeters, something like, just slightly over 8 inches. And we have N here. The N here, you need to face that to the north or you will be getting all your stuff all wrong. So when you get the unit, you'll see this compartment. This is where the 2 AA batteries, we will put 2 AA batteries in that in one moment. You can use alkaline batteries, but they don't recommend you use alkaline batteries when you are using this cable. Now you're wondering what this cable is. This cable is a supply, a power supply that you can put onto this to heat the unit if you are in an area with lots of snow. Tell you not to put in AA batteries in this, alkaline batteries in this, if you are using a power supply that's connected to this one for the snow. You have to purchase that separately, that cable separately. It needs to be plugged into a 12 volt system. But you don't need batteries when you have it plugged into electric. You don't need the batteries at all, because this will power the whole unit besides the heater for the snow. When we are fitting it to a pole, we will loosen off this bottom one here, and then when we tighten this back again, it squeezes these in here to make it tight, so you don't need to put a bolt in it. That's if you have the correct pipe. It should be 1 inches diameter on the outside, or 25 millimeters or thereabouts. Now, this unit does not have an anemometer as such. It has a much more modern system where the wind blows in between here, and they have, it's called ultrasonic wind, and it's more accurate than an anemometer for speed and both direction. So the wind blows in through here, and there is no moving part like an anemometer like I had on my last one. And we go back up here to the top. It says peel this off, rain sensing area. Before, this is a haptic, they call it haptic rain sensor. So it doesn't have the cup system like the old. They have moved on so much from before. This is also, it's also solar panel. And on the top here, we have a light and a UV sensor, so it senses the amount, so you will get the UV light. Like most stations, you don't want the temperature to be affected by the sun, so these all slope down. So this is your temperature sensor is in here, and it's protected from the sun. This also in there also measures the humidity. The air pressure, of course, will be measured by your inside unit. It will have a barometer inside in it. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, and it's not very obvious, you don't want this because you live in an area that doesn't have much snow or no snow at all. This cable can be stored inside the pole by taking this one off like this. And we can move this in here like that, and then this is coming out the end, and that is hidden down in the pole, and it's not going to be unsightly. And if you are not going to use the power, I suggest that you hide this one away, and then it looks much more tidy. And the north is here. You can use your cell phone to decide which way is north. So I'm going to put the 2 batteries on it before I bring it outside. I am not going to put any spikes on it for now because there's a rubber sleeve here. I'll show you that in one moment after I put the batteries in. For upgrading the firmware, if you want to upgrade the firmware, if they think you need to upgrade the firmware, we will use the USB. So the battery goes in like this. You can look in there. It's a little bit difficult to see it, and this one goes here. Of course, the spring always goes on the flat side of a battery, and we all know that, right? So then we screw this in. It's quite a long screw, but it's squeezing this in, and I think it's making a waterproof seal as well. Yeah, it's making, I can feel it's making a seal. Yeah, you're wondering where is your USB. You might have seen some pictures with this thing off it. So we're just going to pull this off it for now, for you to show you. You might have seen some pictures with the red band on it. But I don't know if you need to leave this on it or not, because there's another seal here for the USB. See, it's for here. So I'll take it out of the box. We are going to connect it down in my rather untidy office. I'm going to plug it into a switch down there, which is into my router. And yeah, we'll take out the instructions, we'll put them there. There are quite a lot of instructions on it. You may not want to, well, the first couple of pages explains most. We can use our cell phone to scan this, so that's what we're going to do. And if that doesn't work, they have another fail-safe way of doing it as well. But they have a quick start, so the quick start is here, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the quick start. We're going to try it the original way by scanning it. And it explains that in the instructions. I'm going to take the unit out. It's nice and small and compact. I remember years ago I had another weather station. Everything was so bulky, and this one has the humidity sensor on it. It has this cable here that you need. So the reason to have this sensor, because oftentimes we'll have this near our computer because we will be connecting it up to a router or a switch on our network. So this one will be kept away from, it won't be affected by interference. And inside in this as well, which the GS 2000 didn't have, this has its own antenna. So we're going to put the antenna onto it now. This is for picking up your radio frequency, or as we call it, RF frequency. RF frequency is, as I said, it's not your Wi-Fi at all, so don't get mixed up. Your weather station is connected to this unit by a different frequency, and they have different regulations in different countries. That's why they are different. But we're in the US, we are using 915 megahertz. So it also comes with a USB cable. You will plug this into your power supply. Now, I'll set that aside. On the back of the gateway, the Ethernet goes in there, the Ethernet cable. You connect that up to your router. Your power supply is connected up here. And you can also put in an SD card in here to say you had electric failure or your internet failed. It will store the last whatever amount of data you wanted to. And then you have atmospheric pressure, the sensor, indoor sensor that we're going to put up away from the electrical, it measures, it's a barometer as well. It measures atmospheric pressure and the inside humidity. Your outside unit will measure the humidity outside, but the humidity inside may differ. And the temperature inside is oftentimes different than the one outside. There's also a reset button here on the back. We don't need to worry about that for now if something goes wrong. The first light thing here, that one will flash when it's receiving signal, and when it's turned, it'll just stay on just when it's turned on, but when it's receiving stuff, it's flashing, and if it's not on, it's not connected at all. The middle one is got to do with uploading to your server or uploading to W Underground. The data, always on means upload data to server, always off, no network connection, fast flash provisioning or going on, and slow flash provisioning. And then the last one is for your SD card on and SD card off, not on. Yeah, I'm going to scan my phone. I'm going to download the app. You download the app. You download the app, and then you're going to connect your phone to this unit. So in other words, you're going to hotspot it to this. So you will be finding this one as a hotspot. And that's just for setting it up. And if you have any difficulty, you can go onto your browser and you can type in 192.168.4.1, and it's written here. That's setting up by embed in the embedded web page on it. So it's an embedded web page. So it's the IP address of this, basically. So I'm going to scan the bottom of this to download the app and hopefully connect up to it at the same time. Because on the back of this, when you scan it, the system will know this unit rather than just the app itself. But we're going to see, will it download the app from here? So I'm going to set it up now. I'm after just clicking on that. It's after bringing me onto the ECOWITT.com. This is the screen we get, a quick start, manual. And we have the ECOWITT app. So I'm going to try and download that from there. iOS. Continue. Apple has a bit of security there, and we'll press get and confirm a double click. And then I'm going to open it. So I don't have an account, so I'm going to register for an account, and we will put that into it, and then we will take it from there. Then we will plug our unit into the power, and then hopefully we will be able to connect our phone to this. And once we have done that, we're 90% there. Newest model of gateway. Just leave that aside for a moment. When we charge or into the power thing, and the lights are flashing from side to side. So what it says on this here now is it says add new device. But what I need to do first is I need to, I'll press add new device and see what it says. Anyway, we're going to look for this one in, the Wi-Fi of our phone. So it's after connecting up to the Wi-Fi here because it doesn't need a password. So it's connected up, and the Wi-Fi is showing here. And it's an unsecured network, of course. And now we are connected up to this. It says we are connected to this. So I'm going to go back to the app now. That's what it is. It asks you what are you trying to connect, and this is a picture of what I have. And it says Wi-Fi provisioning or scan code. So I'm going to scan the code. Allowed. And it's after finding my devices, and if I want to delete that, so I'm going to I'm going to set up my weather station, my YS90. So what I've done was I went into set up via the embedded web page, and I put the Wi-Fi, our home Wi-Fi, into the settings there, and then I changed the settings back on my phone. So I'm going to open ECOWITT there again, and we'll go back. Yeah, it's because of the inside and the outside, they're both showing the same, and yeah, it's updating every 1 minute, I think, or we can change that in the settings anyway. So yeah, there we go, reported. So they're near enough the same. They're not quite, because this is left down here, and it's not in the open like it should be, and this should be like this to get the proper temperature. The reason that it's 82 is that this room is air conditioned. And it's still warm, you might say. I'm going to connect this up to the internet, and we are going to finish up the video then, but I have it on my app here at the moment. I'm going to upload it to Wonderground. There's a code that I put in from here to just a Wonderground code. Underground, you press device setting, others, and DIY upload. And it's telling me I have a new version, but I'm not going to do that. And then you click in Underground, and then you will have a code there. The code there I'm not going to show you my code. You put the code onto your Wonderground account, and then it was up in 2 seconds. It was already showing on the screen. So here I am outside, and this is the outside part of it. And so I put it here just temporary because it's going way up there. And if I'm going to be changing the settings, I'd be running up. I have 6 half flights of stairs going up to the roof. And so it's going up here. And I think of putting it here in the corner, or maybe on the pier here, but I have to outset it. I think I'll put it in the corner up there. So yeah, as it's giving the readings here. The main problem I had was I have 3 different Wi-Fis in here, and when I moved from one place to the other, it went into the wrong one, and it didn't go into the same one. So no, this is all work. Now there's lots of tweaking to do with this, but you're going to be able to do that in the comfort of your seat when you're sitting down at your computer or on your cell phone. That's my review of this ECOWITT set 3001 weather station and gateway. Put a link in the description where you can buy this kit. You can buy them separately, or you can buy it as the kit. It's cheaper to buy it as the kit, and you get some extra little pieces as well. So thank you very, very much for watching. And if you like this video or any of our other videos here, please hit the subscribe button.